Well, hello there, everyone. It's great to be back with YourTV for another update for the city of Belleville. And this week's update is for the week of August the 23rd. And we are into the last stretch of August, and it has been unusually warm. And so if you are getting this video before the end of the week, reminder that the warming centers are open both at the Belleville Public Library, but also the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center. It is hot and it is humid. And some people really like it and some people don't like it, but we do know that it is unhealthy if you don't have relief from the heat. So please take care of yourself. Of course, the splash pads are open in different parts of the city. A lot of our children are really enjoying them. Our parks are open. Go for a walk down by the lake, by the Bay of Quinte. Those are all great things to do to try to stay cool. I always start off my updates with information regarding the current status of COVID in our community. And so on Tuesday morning this week, the health unit released that there were 4 new cases, and that brought us down to a total of 38 active cases. Unfortunately, there are 3 people who are hospitalized. And if you know from the last number of videos, that number has been going up and down. We've seen increased positivity rates, and we didn't have people in the hospital. Now we have people in the hospital. It reminds us to be careful, follow those 3 W's, wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your distance. Those are really important. And also what's the most important and the most effective thing that you can do, that we can all do, is to get vaccinated. And so some really exciting news on the vaccination front. We're now pushing through 83% of the eligible population has received their first dose. That's 115,846 people. So congratulations, bravo. But we're now over 100,000 that have gotten their second dose, and that is 101,009, 72% of our population. So we're on the right track. Let's keep going at it. In the last 7 days alone in our health unit region, 850 people received their first dose finally, and 1,779 received their second dose. So those numbers are good. And I would encourage anybody that is hesitant, there is going to be some information. I think we all see the writing on the wall in terms of the future. There is going to be a requirement to be vaccinated at some point here in the next little while if you want to participate in activities. Don't put off getting your vaccine because as you know, it may be difficult getting back in when everybody else wants to do your first dose. Right now, you can walk in and get your vaccine without any appointment. But more importantly, you're going to have to wait between your first and second dose. And so if there are going to be requirements for vaccination in terms of participating, and we already know that the Toronto Blue Jays, the baseball team, we know that the Ontario Hockey League, we're anticipating that the American Hockey League and other organizations are now going to start requiring proof of vaccination. You should do so. The city of Belleville right now is looking to see what our policy will be for people that are required to be vaccinated to protect themselves and others. We are looking right now at the city of Toronto's proposal for that, and we'll work with Dr. Oglaza and the people from the health unit team. But again, if you're hesitant because you think you don't need to have one, and then in order to be able to continue to participate in everything in our community, I'd encourage you to go and get it. And then secondly, if you are going to make a choice not to be vaccinated, you may not be able to share in everything else that we're doing. So, there really is no good reason not to be vaccinated, particularly now that the FDA in the United States has taken this off as an emergency vaccine that can be used normally. It's passed all their tests. It's safe, and I encourage everyone to be vaccinated. Belleville City Council had a meeting this week. It was, I wouldn't say a surprise meeting, but it was a special meeting. We were normally supposed to have a second meeting in the month of August on the 23rd, but because we had one earlier this month and we didn't have business for it, we canceled it. But then some recent events have come up that required us to meet, and those recent events deal with some security and some safety issues in downtown Belleville, and high call volumes for the Belleville Police Service, dealing with problems around our homeless population and people that are suffering from homelessness. We've seen incidents of I don't say assaults on some security officers downtown, and an increase in general of the population. And I think it's mostly in response to the fact that in the Greater Toronto area, those municipalities have clamped down on illegal encampments, and that's displaced people. And those people that were displaced have gone to the west, they've gone north, and they've come east. And so, we want to be compassionate and we want to help people as best we can. But at the same time, we have a duty to make sure that we have a safe community, and that our residents and our businesses and people's property are kept safe, as well as issues of general hygiene and safety in terms of illegal activities such as drug use are dealt with. So today, this week at Belleville City Council, we called a special meeting to deal with a proposal from the Chief of Police that we would add a paid duty officer in the afternoons and evenings when their call volume is the highest. And so council approved that, and within the next 7 to 10 days, we will start to have 5-day-a-week coverage in downtown Belleville, and that's going to allow Hastings County to do some work as they review all of their programs and their delivery services. And so, we wanted to be able to buy them some time, and we felt this was appropriate. This is, again, to protect people and property, including those who are already vulnerable and they're dealing with homelessness that are themselves the victims of crime. And so this is going to be something that's important for everybody. Again, as I said at the meeting this week, we want to be a kind and caring and compassionate community, but we also understand the importance of safety, both for our residents, but also for people who are working with the vulnerable sector. And this is a good step. And we look forward to more good news from Hastings County this fall. There's a lot of news this week as we prepare for September and getting back to normal, including the expansion of transit service. On September the 7th, we will have a new Route 9, which will leave from the Quinte Mall and will connect communities of Settlers Ridge, Deerfield, the Walmart area, Caniff Mills, Heritage Park, and the Canifton area. It's a 7-day-a-week service running in the city, and there are some other enhancements in terms of some specialized service. I encourage everybody to go to the City of Belleville website, also the Belleville Transit website, and to learn about how to use the app for on demand. But also we do have some early morning service as well that'll be on demand, and that's great information. I'd ask everyone to go to quintetransit.ca for an update for that exciting information. And I really want to thank members of the Transit Committee that is chaired by Councillor Bill Sanderson, who have been working for about 2 years to have this service reintroduced. And I encourage residents, if you live in those areas of the city, or if you have friends or family, encourage them to use this service, because it is a trial and we want to make it permanent, but we'll do that. We're now into our second week of pop-ups on the Bay. Of the Midway pop-up, which is in conjunction with pop-ups on the Bay. World famous rides, world finest rides have chosen Belleville as one of only 6 communities to have a mini fair sort of activity with Midway. And so far it's been really well received, and there has been some great adherence to protocol, COVID-19 protocols. Encourage you to get your kids out to give them a little bit of taste of some normalcy. That has been fantastic. And of course, our really successful pop-ups on the Bay and the vendors that are down at Zwick's Park are having a great time. And it's a great thing to do together. Let your kids have a few rides on the Midway, and then also end up going and having something to eat or buy something from the vendors on pop-up on the Bay, including being able to rent a kayak or a paddle board and get out on the water, which is something that's really, really neat. Here is a photo from a visit I had this week at the John M. Parrot Gallery, which is the art gallery on the 3rd floor at the Belleville Public Library building. And my very good friend, Linda Mazur-Jack, who I first met as a volunteer on the Glenmore National Historic Site Board Advisory Committee. She is an artist, and she has put together this exhibit of art, multiple pieces of art. And here are some photos of that. It's entitled Memento, and it speaks about her journey with her late husband, Douglas, as he dealt with Alzheimer's. and the the tragedy of that illness and the difficulty, but also you can see such emotional pieces in her art, and we were really grateful to have her be able to submit this and have it on display at the Belleville Art Gallery. I encourage you to go. It's open to the public. You don't need to make a reservation. You just have to mask up and go in. And this is a wonderful, wonderful piece. You can get more information on the Belleville Public Library website, and I encourage you to do so. Last thing I want to talk about this week is another thing that's happening next month. And September 18th is going to be a busy day here in the city of Belleville, notwithstanding the fact that we're also going to have what's called Giveaway Day. And so Giveaway Day is an opportunity for you to declutter your home with items that you're no longer using, but they still are what we call gently used, and they still have a lifespan. And it's a way for you to help your neighbors and other people in our community save money, where they are able to reduce the need to perhaps purchase those items, and they can reuse and recycle your items. And so on that Saturday, we'd ask you to put your items out on the curb, and that people can come by and take a look at it. And here's a photo of me over at the St. Vincent de Paul building on the corner of Coleman and Bridge Street. And if someone doesn't pick up the things that you want to share, organizations like St. Vincent de Paul are excellent, because they can actually take them and help raise money for their really important programs while giving someone a chance to reuse those materials. So, I want to thank the Green Task Force for all the work that they've done for that. But I encourage you to start thinking now about decluttering your home, some items that you never use anymore, but that someone else might be able to make use of it. It's good for the space in your home. It's good for our environment, because we don't have to, we can reuse some things. And it's also good for our neighbors, because it lets them enjoy those items and also save some money. And as I said, if you don't get your stuff picked up, feel free to bring it down to St. Vincent de Paul. They're a great organization that have been helping a lot of people in our community for a lot of years. So that's my update for this week, as we end up going into the 1 week before the Labor Day weekend. And so there's lots of things going on in the city. We hope that you're enjoying your summer. If you have any questions for me or members of council, you can always reach out. But again, I just want to say how lucky we are here in Belleville to have a partner like YourTV. YourTV that allows us this opportunity to share and exchange information. It's so important. Not everybody has it, and they are less informed, and there's less of a community connection. But I think part of one of the great things about living in Belleville is that we really do care about each other. And part of that is we know about each other. And I hope that I've been able to help along with YourTV in sharing that information. So with that, have a great rest of the week. Look forward to being in touch with you again next week with another update from the city of Belleville. Take care, everybody.